Nice.
Cool.
We are live.
Cool.
Welcome to the Future Strategy Meeting, 15th of June 2015. This will be a short one. Stefan is chair, that's what's happened so far, and Theodore Kitching is on the minutes. And we've got Emily Reason as well with us. Okay. Emily Reason.
May I just minutes after May I just suggest that in order to save time, that first somebody has a loudspeaker on and I can hear myself talking. So I'll just switch on my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just getting the echo from Stefan on Luke's computer. I imagine he's getting the Have you got headphones?
Yeah.
It sounds quite good for me.
Anyway, while he's getting his headphones, I think we can, at this meeting, save a lot of time if we get down to matters arising and the handshaking.
Is that better?
Yeah,
that sound?
That is fine. I don't hear myself anymore.
Brilliant.
Absolutely awesome.
Cool.
So, okay, I'm back. Right, the first thing is the legal entity. I just had a few more thoughts. It really needs to be only in charge of finance. And
okay.
That's just for simplicity's sake, until you have a better name, call it CTF Finance Limited. All it does is fundraising and bankrolling CTF projects. That keeps its accounts fairly simple, its governance fairly simple, its rule set also fairly simple. If we decide to do a limited company or whatever other body, then we can get a tame accountant to set that up, costs under £200. Yes, Luke.
I just wanted to build just in case it's of use to Theo or Emily, just to build a little frame around this, which is we've been talking for a while about registering ChangeTheFuture as a legal entity for just two reasons, really, mainly. Raising bigger funding, like if we want to apply for grants, at least in the short term. It's not a kind of long-term finance model probably, but we might want to apply for some medium-sized 10, 20, 30 grand funding or whatever, and so being a legal entity helps a lot. And also if we want to collaborate or partner with other organisations, it can potentially help with that and some other stuff. So that's why we're exploring this. I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh yeah, but just like also just like do step in, and especially you, Theo, because you're taking minutes, so it's really important that you understand everything. So I'm just kind of encouraging you to do say if anything's at all confusing, like you have the power to stop anything and clarify anything. Jem is with us. Hello.
Hi, Jem.
Hello.
Right.
Can I play one of those?
Yeah.
Hey, Theo.
Hey.
You cut your hair? Or was that last time
I
I
did.
saw you?
Yeah, it's just too thick for the summer, so just.
What's happening? What am I?
That's Emily Reason.
Emily Reason.
Yeah, you live with
Russian.
Ah, Emily.
Hey, Emily. Is that Greek or Russian?
She hasn't got a microphone, so she'll keep typing.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, Greek. Yeah, maybe it's Greek. Huh?
No, I think it's Russian. Oh, what?
Nice. Anyway, Stefan's chatting. Sorry.
So coming back to the thing, what we will need is a constitution. A mission statement should be the first thing in there. And the next thing is a description of, basically a constitution should say what we're doing, where the money comes from, where the money goes, who are the directors, and especially for us, at last point needs to be how it's governed, because since we're doing it on a consensus democracy or sociocracy or whatever the word is, there won't be the single ruler that is normally the case in a limited company. You know, the managing director is the ruler that runs the ship, and everybody else follows and obeys. In this case, since we are all equals and to make decisions together, you need to explain that the managing director, whoever that will be, more or less follows the instructions of the team. So there's not much instructions to give because we have a clear defined mission for this financial company. Yeah? Just for Jem's benefit, I call it temporarily CTF Finance Limited until we come up with a better name for it. So that's basically it. Register the company with the help of a tame accountant, set up a constitution with mission statement, financial details, what goes where, and who the directors are and how it's governed, and that's a wrap. It doesn't need, we can probably get that done reasonably soon, costs under £200, I reckon.
Okay.
Any input on that?
Stefan, this is great, man.
Stefan, this is amazing. This is like invaluable information.
I've done that before. I've had a limited company until my accountant said I no longer needed it. Remember, you only need a limited company because it has a limited liability. That's what limited stands for. Not limited edition. It's limited liability or responsibility. In other words, if you get sued, the maximum they can sue out of a company is the assets that it has. And I propose, since this is a non-profit company, it should have only a small amount of assets, and any profit that it makes at the end of the fiscal year is either shared amongst the CTF team or is used for charitable projects and other projects to fund. You should have perhaps a certain cash float.
May I ask a question?
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So in theory, if the consensus was that Change the Future did want to explore, say in 6 months or whatever, this idea of kind of effectively paying the most involved members of Change the Future, like a sort of fairly nominal fee, like perhaps up to £200 a month or whatever, just to kind of help people to volunteer as much as they want to. Could that fit this idea?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. In May, you suggested a pay schedule at the May strategy meeting, remember? And also, Alex said in February that there should be some kind of bounty rather than a salary. We don't want to get involved with salaries and so forth. We don't have any employees, no PAYE scheme, nothing. Everybody who works for this company or contributes to this company does so as a contractor and gets paid a retainer, like you may call it, or whatever you decide, or whatever the team decides. But it is an expense. It is a normal business expense.
Yeah.
It is not a salary, okay?
Yeah, exactly. No, so I imagined people. Maybe it could be simpler than this, but I imagined the easy way to make it a project expense would be if core team members, for example, were given effectively £200 a month. It might be through them providing receipts for food or transport or any kind of living costs, phone bills, anything, as well as potentially goods, like kind of buying Change the Future people a new cheap laptop if they're a core team member. Sorry for repeating, I'm just kind of saying that for Jem.
I do have access to wholesale laptops, so I get them from corporations when they're about 2-3 years old. And the laptops you see me carry around, those black ThinkPads, they're fairly good nick, but they have modern operating system on old hardware. That is all doable. That would be an expense, and laptops, by the way, are 100% tax deductible. But we don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of everybody submitting their bus fares and sandwich thingy. We pay them a compensation, and they take care of their own matters. And on top of that, I have a spreadsheet which my accountant loves a lot, where I keep my bookkeeping in. I can create a template out of that and modify it to CTF needs, and all you put in there is what the expenses are and what the income is, and the spreadsheet calculates the rest. And the end of the tax year, once it's all filled in, you email that to your team accountant, and he talks to the taxman. Okay, but you can already see if you do a profit, anything up to £10,000 is tax-free. And so the company can actually build up a cash float if they wanted to. But that is to be decided how much that should be. Not too much, because, as I said earlier, that is, if there's no money in the company and somebody wants to sue you for whatever because you've broken their anti-democratic rights in some country, then you can go ahead. It's not more than £100 in it. Make my day. So that is basically that, and we can probably work that out at the what is it, the CTF retreat in London in more detail.
Yes.
The other thing that I wanted to contribute, if I may, is the CTF education division, which is the one that runs the website. And on that website, we can put all the stuff we know on how to run a project, how to do a community thing there, how to do grassroots democracy, so that people can have a resource base where they can actually look at stuff and find out stuff, how it goes. So we're educating them. And just remember, the internet comes only in one size, it's global. So we will have people from abroad wanting to do this. I'm actually off to Asia in autumn, and I might take CTF with me.
Stefan, would you mind repeating your point about the retreat again, please?
Yes. How to set up a limited company or any such entity we can discuss at the retreat in London, which is at the end of July.
Yes.
Got it?
Happy with that, Theo?
Yeah, brilliant.
So what do you think about the education website?
I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm kind of quite surprised I for one haven't kind of thought of it so clearly as a kind of ChangeTheFuture as an educational entity that is sharing its learnings and resources about what is quite a pioneering organizational model, basically. Whatever it is that we're creating, the way that we organize and have meetings and propose things and achieve consensus. Obviously, it's something that we've still got a lot of room for improvement on, but as we have workshop people teaching sociocracy and exploring project management and different ways of working together effectively, especially in a way that's really accessible to all different kinds of people, hopefully. I think that in itself is really worth sharing, and it will become a lot more exciting to people and us as well, probably, when we start actually running some amazing initiatives like the Wall of Ideas and get that out again, and other kind of creative projects and all different kinds of things that obviously all of us are itching to actually get doing. Like, it's not inspiring in itself to register a legal entity or necessarily create frameworks for educational resources or whatever. The fun stuff and awesome stuff is obviously the work on the ground with real human beings. But oh my gosh, yeah, that's just happened.
Sorry.
Oh yes. Cool, man. Yeah, but so, man, Stefan, I just want to say this is why I personally appreciate your input at this stage so much, man, is because I've really struggled, especially with legal entity stuff. For some reason, it feels like something I just really have trouble remembering from lessons, like when I've done kind of workshops on registering as a legal entity, and it's just great to have someone with experience just able to offer advice.
May I just say something on to change the future, we cannot use the tools of the past. We've got to make up our own new things. Now, the sociocracy or the consensus democracy is something I learned as a teenager because the Steiner school that I went to is managed that way. They don't have a director.
Right.
They have just this, and even the decisions in our school class were made on a similar one. And then in 2009, I started the Free Life Saving Society, which is an organization that publishes training material, free training material and so forth, for developing countries.
I'm really sorry to interrupt. I need to get my charger because I've only got 10% battery. I'll just be one moment while I grab my charger. Is that okay? Feel free to carry on without me for a moment, or do whatever. I'll be right back.
So, are you following that visualize?
Yeah.
Good. So I shall continue when Luke is back.
Okay.
That's the thing, batteries run out usually in the middle. Theo, where are you based?
I'm in a small town called Chesham in England.
In England?
Yeah.
Which county?
In Buckinghamshire.
Buckinghamshire.
So I actually went to a Steiner school for a couple of years.
Oh, well, there you are then.
It's cool. Sorry?
I went all my school time there and kindergarten.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's somebody else in Brighton. Also to Steiner school.
Please carry on without me. I just need to grab my bag. Sorry.
Yeah. Emily is. It's good to see that she's also in the Steiner school. Hi, Emily. Did you go to the one in near the marina? So it's good to see that some of us then have some experience with this kind of thing. Dishing rice. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember that one. I've been down there many years ago. I wonder if Luke is coming back. Oops. There he is.
Huzzah! We're in.
Good. We've just discovered that the majority of the people present here have been to a Steiner school.
Oh, shit! Yeah.
So, can you hear us now?
Yes, I'm with you. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Could we talk a bit about the retreat before you have to head off? Yeah, Luke, you want to say something about the retreat?
Yes, just in 10 seconds, just to respond to what you're saying about sociocracy or kind of tools of the past, I just would love to get your opinion on James Priest and his teachings of sociocracy 3.0, which is his response to feeling that the traditional version of sociocracy was lacking and needed to be updated. Because we've met him at the last working retreat and he ran a 3-hour workshop that left me in tears and I thought was incredibly empowering and exciting. The working retreat.
I glanced over the website. I think that is so cool. I will study it in more detail. Yeah,
come on. So I'm just getting links up for people about the working retreat. So this is in London. We still need to find a location, but I'm not worried about location at all. We've got options. We've got several options. However, it would be great if we could get some people to fill roles. We've got some roles. You'll see them in the document I've just posted on the side. So currently, I am the camp chief. Although would love to step down if there's somebody who's willing to be the camp chief. It says what all of these roles are. And as always, it's obviously a bit of a running experiment, you know, what these roles entail. I think it's a hugely important part of the project, you know, like knowing what each of us, what our sort of responsibilities kind of are, and how we can kind of work together effectively to make a really amazing event actually happen. So other roles include travel plans, accommodation, housekeeping, food, refreshments, equipment program, timekeeping, storyteller, and happiness coordinator. And these are up to change. You know, some of these roles maybe we'll get rid of, or we'll add a couple, or whatever. you know, this is just me trying to hash out something, so we've got something to begin with. But the dates are the 10th to the 13th of July.
So
That's
it has
still
been
correct,
moved
isn't it?
forward from the 24th.
Oh yes, which one is correct now? Was
Because
it?
I will be in Germany from the 4th to the 14th, so the 10th to the 13th I'm out.
Okay. So which is it? Oh wait, no, yeah, it says a note on the Google document, to be confirmed. Date will be fixed in a couple of days. Yeah, looking on the Google doc, you're right. It's the 24th to the 27th. Yeah, let's change that. Friday 24th. I'm going to go ahead and change this unless anyone stops me.
Okay, in that case, I'm in England at that time.
Cool. Okay, great. So 24th to the 27th of July. That is the working retreat.
Yeah.
It would be amazing, everyone who can make it. Emily, do you plan to come and see it?
I'd love to.
Wicked, man. I reckon it will be just your cup of tea. Awesome. Okay. I'm done. Shall I say more, Stefan, or was that?
No, but I just wanted to, the document says quite a lot. I just wanted to just say that I've been running education websites since 2009, and that's the freelifesavingsociety.com. It's up on the links on the right-hand side, further up. That uses is a typical sample of consensus democracy on one hand, and how you can publish training materials. The whole idea was that people asked us in developing countries if we could send them books. The books cost more than a monthly wage there. And so I came up with the idea, why don't we just publish it all on the internet? They have internet cafes in these places, like Africa and Asia and South America, and they just go and print out the lesson plans and take them to the pool and work it. Yeah? And that worked great. We get over 500 visitors a day now. So I just thought I'd bring that in as a sample project of how you can build a big education site with about 90 pages full of useful stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing, man. I think it's an inspiring resource. I wonder how many people's lives have been saved thanks to having affordable access to those resources.
Yeah. And if just one life got saved by this, it has been all worth my while.
Mm.
And if we can create some democracy in some countries, grassroots democracy, you know, in countries that don't normally have democratic structures, then it's worth our effort.
Yeah, man. Yes. Right behind you.
We will have to get tax savvy though, because those countries who don't like democracy will attempt to block our sites and so forth, so we have to be very agile electronically.
Mm-hmm.
And we may not be able to use Google and Facebook in the future.
Sure, yeah, man.
Open source. We have to use open source alternatives for this, so that people can come to us in case this thingy gets blocked.
Hmm. So right now, before I run away, should we fix a time and place for these two meetings while we've got a few of us here?
Which two meetings?
So the goal setting meeting and the the legal entity meeting. Yeah. So I imagine them as two sessions where we get together for at least an hour or so, anyone who's interested, and we can just actually do it there, you know, not just talk about it, but actually more or less commit to pressing the button, or at least kind of coming up with a proposal. I guess that's what we should do, is we should come up with the proposal that we pitch to the movement with the realistic expectation that it will probably pass unless somebody blocks it.
Yeah, well, the thing is fairly simple. The things I've outlined earlier just need to be written down and passed to a tame accountant who will contact Company House and register it. It is when I registered my property limited company, it was just a few phone calls to my accountant and a quick email telling him what it is about, and he did the rest. and he needs to file annual accounts with Company House, their public record. So it is not a big thing. It's not rocket science. It's a routine procedure for any accountant. You just need to find a tame accountant who will work with us.
You just find an accountant, okay.
Mm.
I feel like we should maybe find the accountant first, just because in the past I've regretted proposing things to the Change the Future movement and them being successful, but then us not actually having the capacity to implement the idea, and that gets quite frustrating. So, or at least not straight away. So if we can maybe find that accountant first.
Good.
And,
okay. What I'll do is I'll email you my the contact details from my accountant, and then you just he's done it for me before, and he does it all the time. And whenever I have an accountancy problem, he's just like a breath of fresh volume. Everything is no problem. So it's all quite easy done. A great guy in Eastbourne, and I'm mailing you contact details. You email him and say what you want to do, and that's it. Yeah, and I'll introduce you to him via email so that it all works. And then when you make the decision, you contact him and give the order. He will tell you what you need to provide, and then these rules and regulations change all the time, but he's up to speed with that. So he will tell you what you need to provide, and you just tell him that, and that's it.
Okay, cool. Are you happy with? Are you clear with that, Theo? Did you manage to get that sort of written down? That the sort of action point coming out of this?
To contact the accountant.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, contact details. I suppose. Yeah. I don't know why me. I don't know. Yeah. I suppose. I mean, I'm happy to talk to him. That's cool. It'd be good for.
We also need to pick
Can I put that under Stefan's or your name, Luke? Too.
Well, I guess Stefan will give me contact details, and then I should be at least one of the people that speaks to him, I guess, and anyone else who feels, involved, like, definitely should as well. I mean, maybe, yeah.
I understand that Izzy and Barbara are great fundraising heroes, and maybe they should be involved with this entity.
Who are?
Izzy and Barbara are great fundraising.
Oh, Izzy and
Barbara?
Barbara, oh yes, right, yeah. Barbara lives in another country. I met Barbara at the Asher Centre on a course about social entrepreneurship, and she is awesome. We had a chat about fundraising because she's got some experience in it. So I think, yeah, she's particularly useful if she has like a really specific question to tackle or a particular role. Because she does believe in Change the Future. She just doesn't want to spend a lot of time kind of discovering how she can maybe possibly be useful. She wants to just be given a job or a question, as I understand.
Awesome. Then she could perhaps help, maybe if Izzy is available for this task, as a manager of the finance company.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing here. I will provide the spreadsheet, but we'll do the accounts, the bookkeeping, yeah. And for that we need to sit down because I need to configure it so that it meets your needs, and then we'll just email it to whoever needs it, and she can email it to all team members on a monthly basis, so we all know where we stand. Okay,
cool. I think I still, if it works for you, Stefan, I just find that I work a lot better. Like I would just be much more constructive personally on this. I think if I met in person with you and as many of the following people as possible: Izzy, Andy Williamson, maybe Matilda, because she's very experienced and very involved. Maybe Jem and Barbara if she's about, and obviously yourself, anyone else who's sort of interested, but we can just kind of get together and then just, I feel like it's so much more motivating, you know, when it's a voluntary project. You know, it's very tempting to kind of be like, yeah, I'll do this and you'll do that, but it's so much more motivating, I think, to just be with real humans in person and actually build stuff together.
We can do that end of next week at my house if you wish.
That'd be so nice, man. I think that would just feel really nice.
And And the leadership training can either be part of the retreat, if there is time, or other than that, it would be a day at my house. It comes in 4 modules of an hour and a half, with a break in between those. And the first half an hour I introduce things, and then we work together in a cooperative way of working that particular subject. I need to adapt it a little bit to things, but I've been through numerous of these trainings, and that will include goal setting and all the other stuff as well.
Okay, man.
Yeah, so
cool.
I hope you guys don't mind, but the minutes have kind of developed into pretty much like a transcript of the whole talk. But I'll try and narrow it down.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I think just like the main points. I think most of all, it's important for action points. You know, people taking action points.
Yeah, that's all clear.
But yeah, like I think it's good, as long as it's sort of clear. Yeah.
Theo, after the meeting, after Luke has shot off, we'll quickly go through this in shorthand again one more time, and then we'll have it all sorted. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Any other business?
The legal. Should we do a similar get together for the legal entity?
Yeah.
Thing? So if just so we can do the paperwork together. I mean, even if it's just you and me, Stefan. I'm you know, and it's obviously open. You know, if other people come, that's beautiful, that's fantastic. But I think it still works if it's just me and you. But I just feel like there should be at least 2 of us, I think, and I'm sure I will be more motivated in person with you. So
no problem, we'll do that. And I might spontaneously decide, since I'm in London on the 21st for the day, that I might run down to Cornwall for a couple of days. I don't know whether I'll do or not. I'll maybe meet with Alex, the web designer.
Yeah, wicked.
And take care of some other business I have there. If
Did
Alex
you say? Sorry.
Cornwall.
Did you say on the 21st you're planning to be in London?
Yeah, I'll have a conference from 8:30 till 1700 hours at the Park Inn Hotel in Heathrow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe it just made me wonder, because Andy Williamson lives in London, and although he's incredibly busy, he's quite a fantastically, like, you know, he's like known in this field of work, and any opportunity to meet him and or introduce him to people involved in Change the Future, I think, has always got to be a good thing. And also he's been helpful. You probably saw him on the Facebook group giving some advice on legal entities and stuff.
Yeah.
Also Joseph. Cool. Yeah, Joseph Coates Davies Coates also lives in London as well. So it could be pretty amazing, just even for the sake of it, just to get as many of these people together in one place as possible would be pretty exciting. And if we can include a bit of conversational work around the legal entity issue, that could be wicked as well.
If it happens to be near Heathrow at the time, then sure, we can meet at the Park Inn Hotel. Okay,
so Theo, if I might request you just like an action point for me to just check if Andy and or Joseph, spelt with an F, Joseph, are around sometime around the 21st. Yeah, then maybe there's an opportunity there, and we can kind of go
around 21st in London, right?
Yeah, 21st of June. Yes.
June. Okay. Oh, and also wanted to clarify. Earlier, was that a sort of a group decision to change the date of the retreat?
The working retreat. No, I think just it was confusing. It was in 2 places, so we changed the date of it before, but we only changed it on the Google Calendar, and we didn't change it in the working retreat document, the Google document.
Okay. So what's the date for it now?
24th to the 27th.
So I'll just get rid of the other one.
Of July, yeah? 24th to 27th of July in London.
Really enjoyed taking minutes. I forgot about this pleasure. I'm very happy to be back.
It's incredibly, it's so useful. Like, it's just so useful on so many levels. It really makes everything that we do right now like so much more legitimate and.
Well, it makes it actionable, you know.
Yeah.
Until we actually write things down and decide things, it's just dreaming.
It's written in blood.
put
Yeah.
into each. Once you put a date to things, then it becomes concrete. Now, what I'm saying is that I just might run off from Heathrow. I will decide that on Friday. Run down to the West Country. Maybe say hello to Alex. Charlie is in Devon at that time. So maybe he wants to hitch a ride back to Brighton midweek.
Hmm. May I pop a question?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep remembering that Emily doesn't have a microphone, so she's typing in the window. So she says, yes, Emily, just give me a call, man, or buzz me on Facebook or something. I'll be back from Edinburgh in 3 or 4 days, and we can chat more about the retreat on the phone or something. Phones are my favourite way to chat, or if we can meet in person, that's even better. And finally, you would love to come. Will it cost anything? Not if we can do the same arrangement as last time, whereby food is free, transport is at least 75% covered, and accommodation is free as well. So ideally, I think we cover it 100%, but that's what I'm aiming for, is to cover everything except possibly just the vast majority of travel.
Good. Any other business?
Everyone's amazing.
Good. In that case, if there is no more things to discuss, then this should conclude our meeting. And we say hello and goodbye to all our YouTube readers, our viewers. And I'll have a quick chat with Theo on the minutes, so if there's anything unclear.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're
Stefan,
welcome.
amazing.
Thank you for
Okay,
being
cool. Shall I stop the broadcast and you?
Yeah, stop the broadcast, say hello to our viewers, and that's it.
Cool, nice one. Stop and broadcast.